Hello, my name is Christelle, and this is Untethered Love. Welcome, Sagittarius, to your reading. If you're coming over from TikTok, welcome. And let's get right into these cards. So, the three goddesses we got are Mom, Mom Lambo, self-sabotage. The affirmation for this is I have compassion for myself. Then we have Israeli Dontor, etheric chords. I am worthy, compassionate, and whole. And the last one, Abol Nimba Harvest. We are always prospering. So, after this, the cards that you got are 10 of diamonds, 10 of clubs, 10 of spades. Very, very interesting. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of diamonds. And right in the back of that is the 10 of hearts. 10, 10, 10. As I was stating before on TikTok, the number 10 on the tree of life is Malkut, manifestation. This 10 energy means that things have run their course. They have accumulated, have been going through a process, and they are at the end of the road. Some of the things that are at the end of the road are things that need to be cut out and left behind. Some of the things that are at the end of the road are things that we will be harvesting, that we can enjoy, that we can receive. So that is what's happening. For some of you, it's a little bit more of the cutting than the harvesting. For others of you, it's more harvesting than cutting. But all of us Sag energy people will be somewhere in that spectrum. So, with the 5 of Pentacles, 5 of diamonds here, there has been conflict. There has been a battle. To get to this point has been rough. For some of you, it has been like an excitement, like a sparring sort of energy, where it's like, yeah, I'm trying to get this thing. For some of you, it has been very treacherous, like you feel like you've been in the motherfucking mud. For those of you who are in the mud, have compassion for yourself. It's very easy to blame ourselves for things. When things aren't working out and living within a capitalist society, a work kind of mode, when we are not working enough, or the work that we're doing isn't fruitful, we can often blame ourselves to be like, oh, you're not good enough, you didn't do enough, you're still not doing enough, you made dumb choices. That only contributes to whatever negative thing is happening. That lack of self-compassion is an act of self-sabotage. So allowing your inner critic to kind of run rampant is not helping you out of whatever situation you are in. It's in finding that balance of compassion and accountability that is going to make this transition so that you can actually harvest things that you want in your life. I've been saying to everyone, really, messages come out in a lot of readings. Venus is in Leo. It will be there for quite some time, till like October, because it is going retrograde and then has to go back direct. Tap into your inner child. We have to value our inner child. Our society does not value children, which is why they are the most abused, most harmed beings in our world, more so than like racism or sexism. The harm that we inflict on children is tremendous across all races, continents, not acknowledging them as full human beings. And that is only a reflection of how we treat our inner child. Understanding the value of the inner child. Leo has a lot to do with that energy. You, Sagittarius, you have this Venus retrograde happening in your 9th house of our morals, our values. The 9th house is a spiritual house, but more under the construct of religion. It's our wisdom. The Gemini energy is the information, and the applied information that becomes experience is the 9th house, Sagittarius, your house. This is your natural, is the natural ruler of the 9th house, Sagittarius. So really valuing the inner child, valuing the wisdom that children have to give you, valuing the wisdom that your inner child has to give to you. I know this is something that I dealt with as a child, and I kind of had to suffer because of this. But as a child, I could see so many things happening on within my family dynamic. And I tried to relay those messages to my mother constantly as a kid, just seeing things. And because I was a child, I was often dismissed, and what I was seeing wasn't acknowledged, only for months, years later, for what I said to be actually true. And if the adults around me had listened to me, it would have saved us all a lot of suffering. So if you have a child in your life, listen to that child, one. And if you don't, listen to your inner child. What is it craving? What does it want? A lot of things, a lot of trauma, a lot of wounding that you may have, old paradigms, old ways of, you're going to be questioning what you think is right or wrong, and cutting out prejudices, cutting out self-righteousness, cutting out belief systems that really don't serve you. And this is further reiterated with the North Node and Chiron coming into your house in the sign of Aries. Aries has a lot to do with our identity. The 5th house also has a lot to do with our identity. The 5th house also has to do with children, creativity. And with Chiron there, the wounded healer. Any wounding that you have around your creativity, your ability to create, wounding you have around your childhood, your inner child, wounding you have around also like romance and dating as well. If it's very hard for you, or it might be hard for you to date or be in that romantic space, and not even with others, but just the romance of life. You're going to be healing that over the next few years, and you're going to have this drive to heal that, this really deep urge, this hunger for that, because the North Node will be there with Chiron. And the North Node has this energy. The myth behind the North Node is that it's actually a dragon cut in half. The South Node is the lower half of the dragon, and the North Node is the dragon's head. It's a mouth, a head without a stomach. So it's constantly hungry, and so it's going to give you that hunger to be creative, to tap into joy, to tap into fun and play, to have sex, because 5th house is sex too, because it's creative energy. What does sex do? It creates. So really tapping into that energy. But you're first gonna have to cut out a lot of belief systems, a lot of things that you thought you valued but don't actually contribute to the overall abundance and prosperity of your life. You're gonna have to cut out those things. And Venus going retrograde will help you realize what you really do value. And from there, you can proceed when Venus enters from Leo into Virgo, the sign of discernment. Virgo is, if something isn't right, Virgo's gonna let you know. They're gonna be the ones to peep it, especially because they're mutable. They see the 360. So when Venus goes from Leo into Virgo, after having this Venus retrograde, you're gonna be like, aha, I don't like this. When Venus goes into Virgo, it's gonna give you the power to cut it out. Because the sun will be there too, and Mercury and all the planets are going to be transitioning from that Leo into the Virgo, and you're going to be able to use this energy here to cut things out. Tap into solar energy with this here. Tap into solar energy. Ask for solar energy to clear you, to cleanse you, especially with the Leo energy I was mentioning before. That will really, to be purified through fire. To be purified through fire. And that's like a creative thing, no? Like the fire is the spark, the passion, and to be purified by that so that you can tap into your creativity at its fullest potential, at its fullest 10, fullest potential. You're coming into your fullest potential. Wear yellow too. I think yellow will be really beneficial. Eat yellow foods, wear yellow colors, yellow clothes. But we're gonna pull tarot right now. I was shuffling earlier, more yellow, 4 of Wands. Interesting, because that has to do with, you also have Saturn going through your 4th house, which is the house, the 4th house has to do with our earliest nurturing and childhood upbringing, like what we learned from our parents, things that are inherited from like the bloodline. This is like our roots. This is the southernmost point of the chart is the 4th house. So this is literally where we come from. And you have Saturn there in Pisces. Saturn is restrictive force. It is karma. It is boundaries. It materializes energy into, crystallizes energy into material form. So, and it's in the sign of Pisces, which is kind of the opposite energy. Pisces wants to dissolve everything. Pisces is all encompassing. It wants no boundaries, as opposed to Saturn that wants all the boundaries. And with Saturn and Pisces, it really is dissolving, because Saturn has to do with karma, this dissolving of karma, dissolving of karmic wounds that you may have inherited from your bloodline, from your family, is very possible for you over the next 2.5 years. If you are in a toxic situation within your home life, it's going to feel even more restrictive at this time, and it's going to force you to either leave that space and then do the healing, or do the healing within that space. Most likely the first thing is going to happen. And in healing, Saturn is going to allow you to build a new foundation after healing all of these karmic wounds with your family. And in doing that healing, it also sparks your inner child. Again, the inner child gets to live in its fullness because of the healing you'll be doing with Saturn. Sag, at the center of the read, we have the Strength card. It's funny, I was talking about that Leo Virgo energy. This is the perfect This card represents both Leo and Virgo. It's being crossed by the Six of Pentacles. This energy is being grounded with the Lovers. In the past position, we have the King of Cups. Overarching energy is the Nine of Wands. In the near future, we have the Ace of Cups. Your energy, Six of Wands. External energy, Two of Cups. Advice, Three of Pentacles. And the future outcome, King of Swords. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Judgment card. It's funny because I said the same message. Part of this was in the other, I just did Libra right before you, a Libra reading, and asking for help. Are you being a little too proud right now? Do you need help? Are you fucking exhausted? Almost hitting that 10 of Wands. Being very protective of yourself. I mentioned the Chiron and the Saturn. You may be in a space right now that has your heart guarded. And it's really hard to ask for help. It's really hard to be vulnerable. But I feel like you need to ask for that help and that vulnerability and be vulnerable. You are strong. It does take a lot of strength to ask for help. Let me just clarify. Can I get clarity on the Strength card? There's like this balancing of play and work that needs to happen for you, with the Strength being at the center. The Strength card with the Lion, that's this like playful, ferocious, the animalistic energy. This balance of play and work. Temperance card to clarify the Strength. Call on your guides, call on your higher self, call on Source, the divine, God, to help you come into this equilibrium. Virgo is your 10th house, which has to do with work. So really finding, and when things move more into Virgo, you'll have more clarity, one. But in being in this energy of play, maybe even traveling, because 9th house has to do with traveling to foreign lands. So traveling can possibly give you some insights or clear your mind in some sort of way, so that you can approach work from a different perspective and find more balance, like work-life balance. Also, yeah, with that Sag in the 4th and the 10th house and Virgo, you're going to need to enjoy Leo season, so that when it's time to put in that work, you're able to find that balance between this 4th house Pisces and 10th house Virgo energy. Can I get clarity on the 6 of Pentacles? Ooh, too many. Lots of 6s here. 6 may be significant for you. 6 is the harmonizing, clarity on the 6 of Pentacles. I'm gonna actually ask for clarity on clarifying cards for all of these, so I can just shuffle once. So this might take a little bit. Be patient with me, please. My Saggies. This 6, kind of like what I was saying before, with the 6 of Pentacles, I feel like you feel like you got to do it all on your own. Because we have the 3 of Wands here is kind of assessing the land, assessing what has happened. And this 7 of Pentacles kind of has that same energy to me of just like waiting, like, okay, where do we go from here? And being in this solitude, hermit mode, and afraid to ask for help, or being so defensive you can't ask for help. But there's actually, when I clarified the 9 of Wands, this King of Pentacles and Star card came out to clarify. I think there is help to be gained, and that in opening yourself up to be helped, in opening yourself up to collaborate, in opening yourself up to your different relationships, and that sort, you will have a lot of healing. It'll be deeply healing for you to open up. It's really the 6 of Wands down here. The 6 of Wands down here was clarified with the Queen of Cups and the 8 of Cups. So really not being so shut off and like leaving behind, being emotionally, being proud. You might be in your, be very proud right now. And with the Venus retrograde in the 9th house, the 9th house, people with heavy 9th house energy can be very self-righteous, can think like, can be a know-it-all, can be very exacting with like what is right and what is wrong, and being on your moral high horse, and being very proud, and being in that energy doesn't serve anyone, because life is not black and white. In the recent future with the Ace of Cups, this was clarified with the 2 of Swords, 8 of Swords, Chariot, Judgment, and Page of Cups. Sorry, Sagittarius, I had to pause your reading for a moment. We are back. Let's continue where we were going. Externally, you have the 2 of Cups. This was clarified with the 9 of Swords and the Sun card. I feel like, yeah, there's this real, I feel like you're of two minds, of being really down to meet people, to collaborate with people, to come into union with people, whether it be romantically, friendship, career. I think a lot of that also actually has to do with like your career in particular. You might be really, I'm this way. I don't like, in like school, I didn't like doing group projects. If I had the option to do group projects by myself, I would. But you have Gemini on your 7th house, in your 7th house. So collaboration is only going to help you. Is only going to contribute to your success, and like financially contribute to you, because at 11th places from Sagittarius is Libra, and that's like the your 11th house. So this ability to collaborate, one, is good for you because you get a lot of knowledge from Gemini, like that Gemini 7th house energy. You receive a lot of knowledge from other people, one, and being in relation with people, particularly your friends, give you a lot of information and important knowledge, but also your relationships, having the right friendships and relationships bolster your career, because the 10th house, the 11th house is second to the 10th. I hope all this astrology stuff isn't confusing you, but because it is the second house to the 10th, that 10th house, 11th house dynamic, your relationships bring you a lot of wish fulfillment, bring you a lot of success, fame, recognition, um, your relationships help to make your dreams come true, that sort of energy. So relationships are actually quite important to Sagittariuses. Although they can be very independent and like they have this natural fire and like to travel and all this other stuff, relationships really do nurture and enrich your life. So kind of being stuck between these two places, your advice is Three of Pentacles, collaboration. I really think collaboration is going to help you get that money, get your coin. The reason I say this, because to clarify this Three of Pentacles, I first got the Ace of Wands. So collaboration is going to ignite that fire within you, Sagittarius, which is always a good thing for Saggies. But then I got the Ace of Wands, and then I got the Empress and Knight of Swords. Like, yeah, this communication coming through, this collaboration helps to bolster you up, helps to add more to your value. But then also this 10 of Swords came out, and I was like, what is this 10 of Swords about? And I got the 4 of Wands, which has to do with like your home base. And with the Ace of Wands and the 4 of Wands, and I told you Saturn is in your 4th house, you are going to be going through some sort of like shift change in your home dynamic, in your family dynamic. There's going to be a dissolving of certain things happening within the home, within the family, within your roots, and like the ending of the foundation that you once had, the home that you once had that was probably dysfunctional. Pisces in the 4th house can be kind of very elusive. It can be a very spiritual upbringing. Maybe you had a very religious upbringing too. So maybe dismantling, deconstructing different spiritual beliefs and like religious beliefs so that you can come into the truth of who you are and then attract people who resonate with the frequency of your truth. Yeah, so there's, again, the 10 came out, so like an ending to this 4. And then the outcome, we have the King of Swords. This is like ultimate clarity. Clarity on where you want to move forward, on what serves you and what doesn't. To clarify this King of Swords, we've got the Death card and the Justice. Finally coming into the truth of who you are, which is the just thing. To become who you really are, to embody who you really are, is the ultimate justice. And really transforming to this new found, this new place for you. And there's a lot. I was mentioning the inner child before, and I pulled some more cards for that King of Swords, and we have the 6 of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the World card, and the 9 of Cups. So I feel like this transformation, one, ignites your inner child. You are rediscovering passions from the past, maybe coming into contact with people from the past who are aligned with you now. You may have had to like distance yourself from them or by circumstance were distanced from them, and now it's like a coming together, a reunion. Just igniting this inner child energy, and it's going to give you the strength, the force to push forward with this fire, to move steadily forward, to gallop forward. You know, you guys are the centaurs, so this half man, half horse, this real like powered fire energy, to move towards this fulfillment, this wish fulfillment, this all the opportunities the world has to offer. Yes, Sagittarius, beautiful things are happening, but you have to do that kind of that internal work with Saturn and the Venus and all of these energies, Chiron, all of these transits that you're going to go through over the next year, but even more extended over the next 2 years, are going to bring this 9 of Cups and World card. I'm gonna just pull a crystal for you from this deck for overall advice, and then we're gonna wrap it up. What advice do you have for Sagittarius? What advice do you have for Sagittarius? What energy? Okay. Anything else? Anything else for Saggies? Saggies have to remember. Anything else for Sagittarius? Anything else for Sagittarius? I think that might be the one. Okay. So we have petrified wood and blue lace agate. Petrified wood. Patience, timelessness, patience and trust in universal timing, going with the flow. The universe has its own ideas about when and how to bring your intention into form, but we can be impatient, forgetting that time allows for the universal consciousness to get all the wheels turning, so that we, sorry, let's pause. But we can be impatient, forgetting that time allows the universal consciousness to get all the wheels turning, so that what is up with me? So that what we wish to co-create can begin to manifest. The appearance of this crystal is a reminder to trust in the timing of the universe. Good things come to those who wait. Your message right now is to be open to divine order, for you cannot control the timetable or the form in which the universe expresses your intention. Focus on the process, putting one foot in front of the other as you work at your own growth and healing, and what you need will show up in perfect timing. Like I was saying, it's gonna take a little while, a year to 2 years, for the culmination 10 of all of this, and it really is important to be patient. That, remember I told you that the thing that was crossing you was the 6 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles, having that patience. 12, blue lace agate, which looks like this. Blue lace agate, peaceful I don't know why I can't speak. Peaceful acceptance, stress-free non-attachment, freedom from unnecessary drama. Although crystals seem solid and permanent, all things on this earth can change over time, even the minerals and the rocks. Transformation can be slow and nearly imperceptible, but we are always changing. Our lives flow like a river, slowly or quickly, but always in motion, and that's a good thing. The appearance of blue lace agate spirit calls for you to embrace the possibility of change without stress. You are not too old, too late, too stuck in your ways to anything. You are not too old, too late, too stuck in your ways to anything. You are enough, and you will have help as you dare to be different and step into a new destiny, finding your purpose with peace in your heart instead of living according to old patterns, probably created long before you even thought about your habits and belief systems. Why hold on to the past that causes you stress and anxiety? It's already changing anyway. Impermanence is the nature of everything, and the conscious universe has so many ideas for how to help you be fulfilled, balanced, and joyful. My beautiful Saggies, take your time, have trust. But you're a Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. You can tap into that trust more easily. I think the only person who can tap into trust more than you is Pisces, because they be delulu on a whole nother level. But that delusion really does help them manifest and have this whimsical, magical life. So, yeah. I hope this was helpful, Sag. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. Comment below if it resonated. Share with whoever you think would enjoy this type of content. Subscribe. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.